that's your algorithm at work, I guess.
You're talking about people like actually falling down, and I will always laugh at somebody falling.
Facts.
100% of the time.
The Smash Mouth song with the delayed hit. Somebody wants, and then they're like they always like hit the ground or hit the wall or whatever.
Like the only TikTok trend I've ever jumped in on. I did that with my car accident.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that one.
Definitely saw that one.
Rip my hip.
Got a new one though.
The hip.
New bone in it, I guess. I don't know. Did it like chip off or like
It was a
fracture?
Yeah, buckle fracture.
I'll fracture your hip.
Fracture.
I'll get the other one.
I don't know. Yo.
Gag me in.
Throw that back out.
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago, which is crazy.
That is crazy. Which was 3 years after my daughter was born. My first daughter.
Which was 2 years after I moved back to Texas.
Drew, you got any reference points?
Pretty hazy time.
Facts. That was actually before time started getting hazy.
Yeah, maybe it was. It's kind of a blur.
Chrissy, wake up!
I don't like this. The song, I've all weekend. That's all I've been saying.
All weekend for sure.
Honestly, it's with like with the end of season 4, Stranger Things literally has become, I think, one of my favorite like shows ever.
Oh, I am in the middle of season 3. I just want to just personally say fuck you to anybody who gaslit me and told me the second season was good, because it is mid at best.
Yeah.
The third season
at best for
the
sure.
third season is really good. I'm enjoying it. I remember liking the first season, and Clarissa and I started watching the first season last night. We got to like episode 5, I think, and I remember it being as good as I remember it being. But season 3 is.
Season a lot more happens, and season 1 is good because it introduces a universe. Yeah. But like rewatching it, like only really like 1, maybe 2 exciting things happen. It's a lot of world building.
People were saying like season 2 is like a slow burn, but the ending's really good. And I honestly thought the whole season as a whole was kind of corny and just lame. I don't know.
It also really feels like season.
I also hate Will.
Season 2 really could have been omitted.
That's valid.
Like the whole plot of season 2, if we had never been given it, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah. As long as you like Dustin and
Steve are my favorite characters.
Good. Yeah, hey, Dustin carries that show, like hands down for sure.
But yeah, spoiler, what I heard, I don't know how accurate this is because I didn't hear from the original source.
I'm in the process of watching it.
Watching what?
Stranger Things.
No, this is a season 2 spoiler.
Oh, okay.
just said spoilers. So.
Well, we were talking about season 2, but season 2 apparently like they like they were gonna try to make like a super group, and then like it got super bad. Like that's what the whole thing was with the like sister and stuff, and then they got such bad reviews that they like scrubbed the whole storyline because they didn't want to make another MCU type thing.
I know that the writers said that they regretted they wish they could have gotten more time with Chrissy and Eddie, but that whole Chrissy wake up thing was the first thing that they filmed for those 2 characters together, and they were like, "Yeah, it was just too late to like do anything about it at that point."
Just rewrite the whole show.
Yeah, the part in the woods where like you get a little bit of depth to characters is super solid.
Sure, yeah, he's the dude that plays Eddie overall is just a very good actor.
For sure, he played that role super well.
I need him to play Joker now. I need to see him as Joker.
He did a good, like, I don't think he was intentional, but
I don't
very
think so
Joker-esque.
Yeah.
When his dad taught him how to play or how to hotwire cars.
I could see it. It just
You want to know how I learned how to start this car?
I don't know if I could see him being super violent, and I feel like the Joker is just so.
I could see him being violent.
Super violent.
I don't really remember him in Game of Thrones, but I know he was in Game of Thrones.
They'd also have to fuck up his face because he's so pretty. He's got such like a feminine face.
Most of the dudes on that show are. Like Billy.
I got so mad when I
super
found out.
attractive.
I knew he was kind of a shithead because, like I said, I watched season 2 up to episode 4 originally when it came out. So I knew he was somewhat of a shithead. But like Tumblr at the time when Tumblr was popping and like Twitter like swoons over Billy, and I'm like, this dude's a literal piece of shit. Like, the dude's handsome, but like
Hot garbage.
fuck Billy.
Oh, that's the one. I can't even talk about it. Never mind.
Yeah, don't talk about it because right now he's still kicking, but I know something happens to him just from memes. So
Yeah.
Where are you at in the third season?
Dustin, Steve, Gina. I can't remember. The girl who works with him at Ahoy.
Robin.
Gina. They just got underground and got found out, and they're trying to run away. And then Steve and Robin let Dustin and that black chick go, Erica go. That's the last thing that I saw. So,
Is he here? Is who here?
yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, guys. I had a thing mentally prepared and I lost it.
We are talking about Stranger Things, but
Wow.
honestly, do we think that the Stranger Things gang, the party, would survive without Elle?
Yeah, for sure.
What happened?
If we refer back to the Mammoth Method,
What happened?
That is all they do.
What
is-
happened? I'm
is
trying to
Scooby-Doo
do
shit.
a fucking whatever. It's transition. What if they went up against other groups in TV? Welcome to SpaceBar. Yeah, welcome.
Oh, guys, that was solid.
Oh,
Real
Nathan threw me off my
Welcome to
groove.
Space Bar
Okay.
Podcast, episode 30. If you're still here, we appreciate it. You know what it is. Click the like, click the subscribe, rate us 5. You know all that. We'll get to that later, though. Today we have something special, like we did last week. We're doing another power brackets, but this is going to be TV groups fighting each other, and they have a wild card added. We have like Community, New Girl, It's Always Sunny, I Met Your Mother, Friends, Stranger Things, but Stranger Things without Elle to make it a little bit more fair, because Elle obviously solos with her. That 70s Show, Boy Meets World, Scrubs, and The Big Bang Theory.
So,
So
did we decide on what setting we're going to be in? Is it
Neutral. An octagon.
Okay. Well, I say a street alley. An alley.
I'd
in
say
the
a street
streets.
alley as well.
So,
Gotta have some sort of
just to go over it again.
grabbable, maybe.
I just want everybody at home listening or in their cars listening know what we got in store. So I'm not going to say who's going up against who. You know what? I can't say who's going up against who. So now I'm just going to list everybody. This is all over the place. So we got Community Study Group. Their wild card is Chang. If you are a fan of Community, you know who that is. If you're a fan of any of these groups, you know who we're going to say. Stranger Things without Elle or Jane. Spoiler, or 11. Their wild card is going to be Eddie. New Girl's group from New Girl is going to have Reagan, which is Megan Fox's character. Big Bang Theory is going to have Stuart. If you watch that show, you're a low-life scum, and you know who that is. Boy Meets World is going to have Jonathan Turner, which was the super handsome mulleted teacher back in the day. Always Sunny is going to have Cricket. Scrubs will have the janitor. That 70 shows will have Red. How I Met Your Mother will have Bro Lawyer, and Friends will have Richard, which is Tom Selleck, which is I feel like a favorite.
Mustache.
Yeah, you got Magnum PI. You got to count for something.
Also in New Girl, we're at the point in the show where both Coach and Winston are part of the group.
Thank you for describing that the way you did.
Both the blacks.
I would imagine we'll grow over members.
Yes. So we're going to start at the top. Round 1 is New Girl versus Always Sunny. So on New Girl, this is going to be a lot of explaining. We have Coach, Winston, motherfucking Jessica, Cece, Nick, and I feel like Schmidt.
Man, yeah, I was trying to think of his name, and I was like, why can't I think of his fucking name?
And then Always Sunny, we have Mac, Charlie, D, Dennis, and Frank.
Frank and Cricket.
And Cricket. Yeah, those are wild card.
If we're just going to go ahead and get into this, I personally think that no shot the gang from It's Always Sunny does not murder the New Girl Loft. Like, without hesitation. Dennis is a golden god whose rage knows no bounds.
I would have to agree. Now, I know we said no weapons, right? But that doesn't stop with people just having things on their persons, right? Just normal things that they have. And I don't think the New Girl gang has what it takes to fight two crackheads. D and Dennis.
I was going to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
I didn't want to pull this card out so early.
Just one more day. Just one more day. Yeah, I agree totally. It's Always Sunny stomps that squad so quick, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially like when you throw a Cricket into it, bro.
Crazy, especially when you throw a Cricket.
And I will say, New Girl has the numbers; they might be able to overpower them. But
they have more people. But I think that more than half of New Girl wouldn't even fight, right? Like I don't even think they would engage in the combat. I think they would be laying on the ground, tapping out, running around in circles, like Jess, Schmidt.
I see Schmidt getting into it.
I can
do this all day.
I think Schmidt would talk a lot, and then when he wears driving gloves. You think he's gonna touch people from Philadelphia? They're New Yorkers.
I think the only people that would fight would be Reagan, Coach, and Cece.
I think Nick would probably get into it.
I feel like he'd throw his back out after the first punch.
Probably, yeah. Like he'd probably get beat up pretty quickly, but I think
he'd try. He would try, but he would not be successful.
Well, it all depends if he slips into his alias, Julius Pepperwoods, because that man is dangerous. Julius, is it Pepperwoods or Peppercorn? I can't remember.
I think it's Pepperwood.
Julius Pepperwoods. I'm just saying.
What's the game they play? American
Hero?
No, True American. If they were 18 rounds deep into a game of True American, that would be a much better fight versus the gang on St. Patrick's Day.
The gang in Shardy McDennis though is fucking them up. They literally start that with like the nice, peace, calm, like drinking tea, and then it's a gentleman suck my dick, and he fucking spikes the glass. And they just start doing
the Wade Boggs.
Yeah, the Wade Boggs challenge.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we're unanimous here.
Yeah, like at the very best, New Girl, if they were playing True American, that may have put them on a level playing field, but they're still not winning.
Yeah, I think it just puts them in a mindset that they actually all engage in the fight. Right. So, like, sober Jess is not doing anything but either running around in circles or crying in the corner.
A white man, no. That's
sort of like the. Can you a little fourth wall? Can you delete that first picture so it's less confusing? Yeah. So we'll go to the next round.
Remember that time you put 1X during the entire bracket last time?
He fixed it. He fixed it in post.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is That 70 Show and Boy Meets World. So I'm going to need help listing Boy Meets World, but I think I need help with That 70 Show.
We got Kelso, Hyde, Jackie, Donna.
Fez, and Donna. And then Red is the wild card. And then for Boy Meets World, you got Eric, Sean, Corey, Topanga.
All I know is Topanga.
I can't even.
Sean's brother.
Is that who that is? The picture's so blurry.
Yeah, Sean's brother.
I don't even know. He wasn't even a major
Sean
character.
had that brother. Yeah.
He was a major character at one point in that show, for sure. He was on for like 3 seasons at least.
In this setting, it's both, since That 70 Show is primarily set when the kids are in high school. Boy Meets World's kids are also going to be in their high school phase since that show went. Yeah, I went from like what middle school to or like elementary school all the way to like college.
I want to say like
Well, I
that
guess
first
after
episode was like
real life.
the first day of like 7th grade or like summer right before. Like it was super close.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was around that time as well.
They do
Such a good
they
show,
do like
honestly.
flashbacks to like childhood though for
Such
sure.
good life lessons.
But yeah, they go all the way
Sure.
until like at post college Mary, right? Or like 23, 24.
And then they do Girl Meets World.
Yeah. Wow, for sure.
I think that 70s show also just wipes the floor with Boy Meets World.
See,
Like,
I
Red is a war vet. Like,
Yeah, but
I'm on
he's
the
also
fence.
old, right?
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Turner.
Sean is a scrapper,
Mr. Turner
bro.
is prime 30s, motorcycle jacket. He's got the mullet. He
never killed a man.
That is also true.
dumbass.
You don't lose that feeling. But I feel like Sean's a scrapper too, and he can hold his own. But you got
Yeah,
Hyde as well.
Also, you have Hyde and Donna, and I think a dark horse in this fight is Jackie. I feel like Jackie's scrappy as fuck.
Honestly, Eric is the weakest link. Eric and maybe
Yeah.
Fez are the weakest link, and even Fez maybe not so much, just because like he's from another country. Who knows what he did to get here? You know.
Who knows who he sucked?
fair.
I mean, fought off in order to get into this country.
I think Eric's definitely Eric and Corey.
Like I think Corey could probably beat up Eric.
it would be a close fight
I agree.
They're both bitch made for
for
sure.
sure.
But I think Corey could probably he's got size on Eric. Eric's wiry.
I also want to say the 70s, I
Guys,
feel
yeah,
like
he's-
I mean, they're not adolescents, but they were coming out of their adolescence. Like the world, I feel like in the 70s was more dangerous than it was in the 90s, like hazard wise. Like I'm pretty sure you still had paint that had lead in it. Like
100%.
you had lawn
Asbestos
darts.
was still-
If you guys know what
There
lawn
was
No
darts
shoulder
are.
straps on
Long
your
guards,
seatbelts.
Exactly.
It was literally a lap belt.
You had the Vietnam War.
Like all Boy Meets World is, and like I've seen a few episodes. My dad liked watching it with me when I was a kid. That's about as much experience I have with it, but I get a vibe that they're just a bunch of suburban kids.
I don't know. Sean grew up a little bit rougher for sure, and I really feel like Sean and Mr. Turner alone would give all 7 of them a run for their money.
No, Hyde's
Yeah,
a
Hyde and
criminal.
Red?
Hyde
and
has been
Red
to
is
jail.
so fucking old. He's a mean asshole, but
Plus-
I don't think. I mean, I'm sure he can shoot really well.
Red's still about that action though.
When we first meet Fez, it's after he's been shoved in a locker, and then what is it? And Kelso and Hyde go beat the shit out of the kids that like put Fez in the locker.
I don't remember that at all.
And that's literally like the first episode. And like Kelso and Hyde stay fighting each other like
That
pretty
is very true.
aggressively. Like
Very aggressively
not
at that.
like Kelso fell off a water tower. Like,
And he survived.
yeah, he's durable.
And also, I want to say this. Like I said, not very versed in Boy Meets World. There's 2 other shows in here that I'm not very three that I'm not very versed in. But Mr. Turner's a teacher, right? And yes, he's in his prime. But I feel like Mr. Turner would hesitate to hit a child way before Red. Red would not hesitate to hit a fucking kid with
Not at all.
like.
I think Red relishes in the opportunity to shove his foot in a child's asshole.
That's facts.
Because I don't know. I'm leaning more towards that 70s show gang.
I too. am
Yeah.
I
down
see
on
the
some
arguments.
sure.
Plus, Donna's a big bitch, bro.
In the girl aspect, obviously, I think
Way later
either
in
of the 2 girls win against Topanga.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But Topanga wins in my heart.
Facts. I was about to say I will stand for no Topanga slander.
It's not
Zero
slander, but I mean, in the order of
side
operations,
note,
it's definitely Mila Kunis, and then Topanga, and then Donna.
Very
Unpopular opinion, Topanga didn't even deserve
Honestly,
Corey,
Ashton
not
Kutcher
Corey.
might be above Donna.
That's fair too. Yeah. I feel like '90s, like Topanga had Mila, and then like just towards like the after 2000, Mila just bloomed so beautifully. You know,
I actually had a crush on Mila Kunis when she was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids too. So I guess I've had a thing for Mila for a while.
And no one
Mia.
has seen Wilder. No one has seen Wilder Valderrama since Yamama.
I don't know what the
He
fuck
was
you
just in
just
something.
said.
Will,
he was just in something.
Wilmer Valderrama. That's Fez.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
He's a good-looking dude as well.
He's on NCIS.
All right.
Did you put that poster I gave you up?
Content.
Slightly off
You're like
topic.
the only person I know under 45 that watches NCIS.
First of all, it's a good
First of all,
goddamn
I
show.
watch
So watch your
NCIS,
mouth.
just not like as religiously like Eric.
Yeah. I watch the fuck out of NCIS. It's all good. Hawaii is meh, but NCIS is obviously the best, right? Regular NCIS S tier. NCIS LA is high
Could be an
B
episode
tier.
just all of those different NCIS versus
NCIS
CSI
New Orleans
versus
is like C tier, and then D tier NCIS Hawaii. It's all right.
Up next is going to be the battle of the cream of the crop of a group of people hanging out and drinking something in a public setting. We have How I Met Your Mother versus Friends, which is really, they're kind of the same in a way.
We got Richard and we got Bro Lawyer, which is Joe. Say it. I don't know. I
I don't know.
Mangione.
Who is
yeah.
a hunk.
The,
You know what they say about
It's the
hunks?
hot dude.
yeah, the big corporate
Magic
bro
Mike.
lawyer. Just on the side note, I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
His wife is so
Yeah,
hot.
They're just a hot couple.
For
Power
sure.
couple as fuck.
All right, let's see here. Let's start with the women. So we got
You
a
Viking?
3v.
Honestly,
Lily
I
and
think-
Robin.
I think that
I think Monica could take Lily.
I don't know. Lily is.
I don't know about Robin because I know Robin stays strapped.
yeah,
Stays
and she's
with the 50
Canadian.
cal, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Rachel,
carries a desert eagle.
Rachel's definitely the bottom, right? Phoebe at least has the
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah, Phoebe's crackhead energy all day. Like no doubt about it. That's not crackhead energy, and she's got the guitar on her.
But
so
Lily's got some
probably
pretty
use that as a
crazy
weapon.
as well.
That's facts.
She's pretty fucking crazy
yeah,
too.
but she doesn't have Monica crazy. Monica's literally,
See-
if you watch that show, she's fucking insane.
Yeah, but it would definitely be Monica v. Robin, and it would be Phoebe v. Lily, and then Rachel would just be useless, right? She would do nothing. Literally
Yeah, like,
nothing.
I think Lily would probably beat. Phoebe.
I also think Robin would beat Monica.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I think the girls
like,
from How I Met Your Mother solo.
if Robin has her gun, then I give it to Robin. But if not,
She lives.
Robin's
Monica
also
is
a
literally
hot
insane.
She
player.
lives with 600 pounds of dogs. You don't think
Facts.
like
And
she's
her
she
dog
used
constantly
to. Monica
growing?
used to be 600 pounds of
Her
dogs.
dad raised her as a son. That would be crazy,
Facts.
bro.
She be sipping scotch, suiting up, playing
fair.
laser
Smoking
tag.
cigars. Facts, bro. I'm saying Robin is basically a butch at this point.
And then I would say probably Ross versus Ted, and I give that to Ross because
Paleo-
Ross is also insane.
Paleontology.
Like, Ross is like crazy.
I'll give
Like,
it paleontology versus archaeology.
what is it
Architecture.
that-
I don't know why I said.
Yeah, that
Archaeology.
line from Futurama is like, why does Ross simply not just eat the other friends? It's like, yeah, I could see that. He fucking, the way he got, as angry as he got about that fucking sandwich, bro.
What are we doing? Chandler v. Barney?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's definitely
I'm taking
Joey
Marty.
v. whatever homeboy's name.
Yeah,
Marshall.
I think
Joey versus
Marshall,
Marshall
and
is
Bro
fair.
Lawyer are wrecking
Marshall
anybody.
wins.
So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna have to throw this turn to How I Met Your Mother.
Also,
But Tom Selleck, bro.
Oh, we forgot about Tom Selleck.
I'm still taking.
That's where you fuck up. You forget about Tom Selleck, and then he comes in and knocks you out with his mustache.
Yeah, but I mean, the girls went two. They went two with.
You think Tom Selleck's afraid to hit
They
a
went
bitch?
no losses, so we got both of the girls and both of the lawyers. I think that trumps Richard.
No shot that. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe because I keep thinking of Tom Selleck as Magnum PI.
Yeah, it's not 80s Tom
So-
Selleck.
Yeah,
It's not
this
70s
is,
Tom Selleck.
Yeah, this is 90s.
This is old Tom Selleck.
Facts. This is put the
Yeah,
cream
I
on
guess-
before you go to bed, Tom.
This
Selleck.
is friends with Monica's dad, Tom Selleck.
That's facts.
right. Yeah, okay.
He's already
I
got
guess.
gray in the
In the
mustache
stash.
during Friends.
Well, he had it in Magnum PI too, I feel like.
I'm taking How I Met Your Mother.
I agree.
Yeah.
both
I think-
as a sitcom in this fight.
I was just going to go with whatever the group is because both those shows are too fucking white for me. I cannot get into either one of them. I'm sorry.
the writer of Friends recently apologized for how white the show is.
It was the 90s.
He's like, sorry.
Everything everything was white in the 90s.
It was either all white or all black, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what the
Moesha.
shows were.
And then you had George Lopez, where you had the all Mexican. So everybody had their own
really
cornered
slice,
that
wee
market.
little slice of pie. I don't think Asian people got anything.
I was gonna throw
I
like
guess they got
Martin
like anime
and,
as a whole.
Math class.
whatever, Martin and like Fresh
My
Prince
wife
in
and
this, but
kids. My fresh.
I didn't know if but I didn't know if Kyle and Nathan,
Then we should put Everybody Loves Raymond on here.
back in the see, that's exactly what I'm talking about there.
Every little Raymond.
Fuck
I may not
yeah.
be a smart man.
That's a good show.
That would be some good ones.
Deborah.
Moving on to the next battle here, we got Scrubs versus Big Bang Theory. Now, are we including Kelso in Scrubs?
Kelso.
No, the chief of staff.
Oh.
No. We're including Dr.
No,
Cox,
Cox is
though,
what I
for
was talking
sure.
about. Yeah, Dr.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen Scrubs.
Even-
Sorry, I have to sit back on this one.
It makes me so angry every time you remind me.
I'm realizing I'm drawing a lot of blank on these people's names.
So for Scrubs, we have JD, Turk, Carla, Elliot, Dr. Perry Cox, and our wild card is the janitor. For Big Bang Theory, Eric, that's
Bunch
all
of
you,
fucking
bud.
idiots that are not funny. That's who's on their team. Scrubs next.
There you go. You got a bunch of fucking idiots that are not funny.
And also, this
Eric
is,
doesn't even know them, bro. Hold on, I'll look up Big Bang's case. Hold on.
First of all, you got Dr. Leonard Hofstetter. You got Sheldon. You got Penny. You got who the fuck Howard. You got Bernadette.
Ranjit.
And that's the five. And and Raj. And then the wild card is Stuart, the comic book owner. I believe I'm not taking
It's a physical.
Scrubs
the doctors
by a
win.
landslide, but Scrubs wins.
It's a physical
Yeah, the doctors
altercation,
win.
right? That we agreed pre-show that we're not doing any. They can't design robotic arms or lasers
It's going there, I'm
or
just saying.
bring acid. Like straight up fist fight. Big Bang Theories, they're not winning shit.
It's literally Penny
No, they're
versus
not. Like-
a bunch of in-shape doctors.
Yeah,
Facts.
like low key, Dr. Cox solos the whole Big Bang Theory
it's, like,
cast. but,
it's Penny versus Turk and Dr. Cox and fucking Carla.
also, like Dr. Cox's janitor, no way they don't just
Elliot's
literally.
not about that life.
Yeah, Elliot's,
Yeah, she's crazy, but like
She's-
pushy crazy. She's not
yeah.
crazy in your face. I'm gonna beat your ass crazy. I'm crazy, so I'm gonna like do a bunch of little tedious fucking things to make your life.
And that's enough
inconvenient.
to
It's
scare
not-
the rest of the cast other than Penny.
But yeah, I feel like that's an easy one.
Well, I mean, with one of the people in Big Bang Theory, a woman literally just has to talk to him, and he is out. So
I mean, he gets over that.
does he?
Super late in the show, though.
It's so funny. You should see that episode.
The-
All right.
when
See, it was
he
as funny as that.
temporarily gets over it with the drinking, that's one of my favorite episodes with him. Where he's like got the suit on and he's like on the cover of the magazine and he's like being a dick. It's a great episode.
I've honestly, it's not even so much the jokes for that show aren't funny. It's the laugh track for me. It's like, yeah, I've seen enough Reddit clips where like they take the laugh track out and then they play the show, and it's just like so awkward.
There's actually a
it's
psychological
always
factor to that. They've done studies where like the laugh track makes people think the show is funnier, right? Like
No, there are shows where it works,
across
for
all
sure.
shows, right? Like it's not even like a content thing. Like it's a proven psychological fact. That's why they leave them on. That's why every show has it. Is because it's psychologically all things remain equal regardless of how funny or not funny the content is, right? You get more laughs from the viewers if there is a laugh track. And not even just laughs, like when they ask you to rate how funny the show is in retrospect, like they wildly enjoy the show more, but they say that they don't like the laugh track on it, right? Like, so they're not conscious that the laugh track is something that makes it better. It's like a big psychological thing. I read it up on it one day when I had nothing better to do with my life.
I think the laugh
Learn
track
something new every
is
day.
cringy just because when you're not laughing, it's just constantly going off. And that, like,
Yeah.
I don't think I probably try to watch like a couple episodes, but the most that I get is I'll watch clips like when I'm scrolling through showing my age Facebook, and like before TikTok I would just scroll through Facebook videos constantly, and I would watch the clips, and the whole entire time I'm just like staring at my phone like, and the laugh track is constantly going off, and I'm just like, this show's cringe. But
Yeah, I don't have an issue with the fact that they use it. It's like the frequency that they use it. It's like almost everything a character says it is followed up by that laugh track. I was like, he said hi, bro.
as much as I enjoy shitting on the show, let's move on. Scrubs is the ultimate dub. Yeah. All right, so which one do we want to go, top to bottom?
Yeah.
You can go top. That'd be an interesting one.
I feel like
We have Community
Hit the characters.
versus It's Always
We
Sunny.
haven't done
in
characters for Community
We
yet.
have Troy, Abed. We got Jeff, Britta,
In the
Annie, Shirley,
morning.
Pierce. We're going with the original core cast, and then Chang is going to be their wild card, which I feel like is a pretty fucking strong wild card. But on the opposite side, we've already gone over this. They have Cricket, who is another super strong wild card, in my opinion. So I feel like this is like probably one of the better fights that we would see if we go into our mind palace.
I agree. Let's start pairing up. I'm thinking
Dennis versus Jeff.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Frank versus Pierce.
Shirley and what's her name?
No, I want Shirley to
Shirley and Frank.
Shirley and Frank for sure.
That'd be really funny, yeah.
I feel like Britta's got to go against sister. I forget. D. I think Britta and D. Abed and Troy actually have to be a team.
And they would fight Charlie 100%. And I think it'd be one of the most entertaining
They would
fights.
fight Mac and
Fight,
Charlie. Yeah.
Pierce contributes nothing, like little nothing. I don't think Annie contributes. I think Annie and are both washes. Although she did grow up hard. She's super poor.
Annie's like low-key crazy.
Yeah,
Annie
but crazy.
Low key, she's high key crazy. She's also an addict. Like she went to fucking whatchamacallit for
She's
this.
crazy, but she's like obsessive crazy.
I'm taking
Not
Amy
like,
versus D.
Not
any
like
day of the
D,
week.
which is literally smoke crack. And,
I
like,
don't
stab you
know.
crazy.
I think D could be Anna. Could be Annie.
I don't say.
No, like how much Deed needs the rest of the gang's approval. No shot. She's not scrapping her way through almost all of the girls on Community. Honestly,
I feel like Annie would try really hard to fight fair, and D would just be gouging eyes and fucking smashing.
Annie gets like, but you got to think about like in some of these one-off episodes, like the paintball episodes. Annie's not a fair fighter
No, she's not. She's deceiving.
at all. She is devious, and she's a fucking deviant in a lot of other episodes.
I don't want to... Sorry. Go ahead.
She's wild.
And we all know Annie's got tampons in her book bag or in her purse. It's a fucking revolver. Annie canonically stays strapped. So she's shooting.
what was it?
He's like, Jeff, what does a tampon look like? And he's like, I don't know, along with the string at the end. He's like, oh, so this is definitely not a tampon.
So this is definitely a gun. Yeah. Okay, so
We'll call that a wash 2-2. Let's move on to the next fight.
Dennis definitely beats the shit out of Jeff.
I don't know about that either.
Jeff doesn't seem like he's a fighter at all. Honestly, Jeff seems like he's way too concerned with like literally how he looks that he would be too scared to like
I can't remember if we ever see him do
get
anything.
into a fist fight.
You see him
I feel
do
like
a
there's an
lot in a lot of
episode.
random episodes. He's also, you got to think about these paintball episodes as well. He is also like a main character in those episodes.
I wouldn't even
He's a scrapper
say
in
the
those.
paintball episodes. I think that that Community has a slight chance because
I think they have a chance.
Jeff is the bard in this group, right? I would the way I kind of see the battle going is it's Always Sunny is wrecking shop, and somehow there's a break where Jeff is able to rally the troops, do one of his fucking speeches, do his lawyer thing, and then they come back and possibly win.
Okay, so literally the only way Community wins is if Dennis dies. And I don't think that Jeff is... if we're not forgetting that Dennis literally murdered his wife. Like, Dennis and threatened to make D luggage.
But you gotta bring the characters into a little bit. So I think at the beginning where Drew is definitely going is, look, It's Always Sunny is whooping the shit out of Community, right? They fucking call a timeout or whatever. They huddle. Fucking Jeff gives a fucking talk. Everybody's getting hyped. But during this time, maybe fucking Charlie takes a sucker from fucking Dennis. And now they're fucking shoving each other, right? And Frank is fucking passed out on the fucking ground, right? He was drinking too much. He used up all his little short man energy. He's passed out on the fucking ground. Now Community is fucking hyped. Dennis and fucking Charlie are fighting. D is fucking trying to pull Frank up off the fucking ground. And then they just fucking swarm as a unit. And like, I just think there would be a degradation of the concentration of It's Always Sunny, and they would self-implode.
Absolutely. If the fight went on too long, It's Always Sunny is self-imploding any day of the week.
If it goes on too long, for sure.
I'm also taking Chang over Cricket.
I don't remember Cricket. I haven't watched that much of It's Always Sunny.
Broken man, bro. Cricket is a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cricket's
exactly.
got nothing to lose and everything to gain.
I will say,
for most of that show, he is a bitch. The gang does whatever the gang wants him to do because he's a fucking pussy. Also, where's his leg? It's gone, right?
okay,
Didn't he lose a leg?
the gang does make him do whatever they want him to do, so he would probably, if they're like, you need to stab somebody, he would do it. Also, Cricket's durable because he survives a jugular cut from a fucking trash can. So
That is true. But I don't.
And
see
I'm
him-
pretty sure he also survives a dog having sex with that cut. So
Yeah, but there's like a point in time where he's like crazy homeless and like he's getting around on crutches.
that's most of the show is he's
fucking,
homeless,
like-
but that's
yeah, his
they
face is
even
all
he even
fucked
talks
up
about
and-
like the prostitution and shit, about how violent it gets. Cricket is taken out, like Chang is like
taking a dick and taking a
pathologically
punch aren't the
crazy.
same thing,
Like
Nathan.
I don't know, man.
I've got fucking Community on this one.
I vote Community as well.
I
But
don't
only
think
because of the
Community could be-
self-degradation of It's Always Sunny. If they could stay focused the whole fight and they didn't self-implode.
They can't even stay focused for a whole episode.
Facts!
well, the team, I don't know, the Community also self-implodes a lot in that show.
Yeah, like you've got Pierce, like Pierce and Frank, they'll be a wash for sure. They're not really going to contribute too
I think
much.
you're wrong. I think Frank is.
I think a
I
Frank
want
Shirley
to
fight
Frank.
is a good
I think
fight.
Frank would contribute more than Pierce.
True,
I don't think
true.
Pierce
Pierce is
would do
literally a
much.
0.
Frank might stab somebody with like a toe
You know
knife
what?
or
If
something.
Pierce
You know what?
falls
Like, I think-
on top of Frank, it's over for
No.
Frank. He's not pushing Pierce off of him. That's
I
all
think
I'm saying.
the lengths Frank would go to protect Charlie are like pretty wild. I don't.
You know what else happens? Yes, I think Community, if it goes long, will be able to rally back and possibly win. But somehow Pierce is going to get jealous and he's going to help Always Sunny. Because that is Pierce's character, 150%.
That
and
could
then,
happen for sure.
And then because of that,
Pierce is gonna see how the group treats Frank pretty much like an equal member, and he's like, "What the fuck? He's old and I'm old. And I don't give a fuck what I say." And so he's definitely gonna sabotage them.
I say we call this
Like-
2-2 and coin flip it.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
I think it's Sunny.
I think it is Sunny.
Charlie,
We made
With the
good
help
points.
of Pierce. With the help of Pierce.
is it Fat Mac or Jacked Mac?
Pat Mac.
Honestly, I feel like Fat Mac is scarier than Jack Mac. He's got nothing to lose.
Using the Ass Blaster 9000.
All right.
He's getting those
Heads
gains.
Community tells Always Sunny. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Community.
Let's go.
Bingo!
I'm 3 for
It's
3 on the
heads.
coin tosses. Not that we're
I'm 0
counting.
for 3.
3 for fucking 3.
I'm 2 for 3.
Okay.
Oh, also speaking of that, Alex told me he was like, Ian Lightfoot solos because he can just shrink people down. He could have shrunk Sully down and stepped on him.
I just feel like we didn't talk about Chang enough in that. I feel like Chang is fucking crazy.
Chang is crazier than Cricket. Absolutely. Any day of the week.
I think the pure
Any
Pierce
fucking day of the week,
turnover
maybe.
would contribute a lot to their loss.
I don't know, man.
It just depends who implodes more, right?
A textbook definition
like-
of a wild card.
Britta and Shirley, not Britta and Shirley, Shirley and contributing much.
I feel like Shirley is
mean?
contributing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Community?
Yeah.
Obviously
Sure,
not. 'Cause
Shirley's
Shirley's
gonna
about
give
that
somebody
action.
a lot of talking to, but she's not
Shirley's
gonna
a
do
gangster.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Why'd you
she's
say
got
it
it
like
in her.
that? Why'd you say it like that?
Say like
You
what?
know how you,
All I said was give somebody a stern
I mean,
talking
she's
to.
probably gonna try to get close to Vader so that she can turn against him.
all right.
All right, next we got Stranger Things, but without L. So we decided on the main cast being. I'm just gonna rattle off the the first members, and then we'll go through the next. Mike, Will made it.
Steve.
No,
Thank you, Drew.
Lucas.
Thank you. Come on, Drew.
Lucas.
You know it was good.
It was good.
Lucas. Steve is definitely a main core character. What's his name?
Dustin.
Dustin.
You're struggling hard. Nancy and Jonathan.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about that joke I made.
Steve,
and it
Nancy,
was top tier.
Jonathan.
It was
Are
the
we
best.
not
Mike,
adding
Will,
Max?
Dustin, Lucas. No, Max is not included.
Wow. Not gonna get a zoomer.
And then the wild card is Bill Eddie.
I feel like it would be too many, right? They already have 7, right?
That's the
Seven.
core group, bro. When
the
they're,
core group?
And they're also children.
I'm in
so-
episode or season 3, and all of them are walking together and working together.
Okay, we'll give him
that
Max
is
because
facts.
Drew wants Max really bad. Max is their wild card.
No,
No, Eddie's their wild card.
So now
Max
they
is
have
a
9.
horrible wild card.
9 versus 7.
Are we including Robin? I don't know what she's like. Don't tell me. Anyway,
No, you're
so
including Max.
I'm just going off of who's doing. Are we
With Max, we have.
Are we
With Max,
including-
we have.
Are we
What?
including Jim Hopper?
That could
That
have
could
been
have been the wild card. I feel like that's more of a.
Do you want to take that as the wild card?
That's a better
we'll take Hop
wild
as the wild
card.
card.
Yeah,
We'll take Hop as the wild card and we'll scrub Max.
That's fair.
that's
Deal?
fair. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Hold on,
hold
That
on.
puts a whole new.
We're scrubbing
perspective on
Max
it.
That's
and
the
Billy.
Yes,
Eddie.
Eddie.
And yes, Eddie's no longer the wild card. Hop is the wild
So if
card.
you're
Max is
following
out.
along
Max
with
has been
us,
scrubbed.
we have the original 4, which is Will, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, with Jonathan,
Nancy, and
Nancy.
Steve.
Nancy and
and
Steve.
Steve.
So that's 7. And then Hop is the wild card.
Yes. I was gonna say no, bro.
And then that 70 showcast, Kelso, Jackie, Hyde, Eric, Donna, Fez, and then
Red
Red.
wild card.
I think Hopper beats Red for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
He's got
Facts.
the years on him.
Absolutely. He's got the same background.
I think they would be friends, honestly.
after
They're like
After Hop beats his
for
ass,
sure.
yeah.
After, like I think
Red's
those,
gonna respect the shit out of that. I think.
Yeah, like I think that would be a really good fight, but I think Hop does take that one.
Yeah. And I think like after watching Lucas,
We're doing like high school Lucas, right?
Drew, can you just deafen real quick?
Okay.
No, because then you're gonna hear it.
Yeah,
anyway.
you're gonna hear it. What do you got?
There's
Just
a
gotta
fight.
edit it.
There's a fist fight.
No, you don't have to deafen.
Give me a thumbs
No,
up.
I'm just gonna be as vague as possible. Hold on. There's a fist fight in season 4, and he gets his ass beat, but he comes back and he wins that fight. And
Yeah.
he's a scrapper. Lucas is a scrapper. I think Lucas wins any fight that's not Hyde.
That's fair.
Personally.
Yeah.
I think it's a good.
Any fight that's not Hyde.
I mean, he basically fought Kelso.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish season 3 tonight, so don't worry about it. I'll be on season 4.
Well,
before.
I tried to do as least spoily as like it's
Yeah.
just it's an event that you'll hear about,
Mm-hmm.
but you know
It's also not
it's not-
storyline
it's not
driven.
detrimental,
Yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't.
I
It doesn't affect
didn't-
the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not at all. I think that Steve and Jonathan, they solo Hyde. I think those two
I don't.
working together. beat
Honestly, I think Dustin and like
Yeah, Dustin and Steve. would fight
Dustin and
together.
Steve.
Yes.
That is a tag
Maybe
team.
like Batman and Robin.
I think Dustin and Steve beat Kelso and Fez.
The girls are getting fucked up, though, in my opinion.
Oh,
Donna
for sure.
one fist in all of them.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Donna's Big Donna.
Nancy's got
Hot
a gun,
Donna.
but this is
Big
not a.
Donna is Big Donna, but fucking Nancy is Nancy, bro. Nancy's Nancy. She's about that action, my boy.
Nancy's Nancy, but Donna's got that fucking reach, brother.
She's just a gun wielder. She's got a pistol in her
Yeah,
closet.
she's a gun wielder. She's gonna carry that shit.
No, we're not doing
So
guns.
is Donna. What's up? I don't know. I think Donna takes Nancy for sure. Like I think
Okay,
Nancy
that's
could beat Jackie for sure.
I think
Also,
Donna just
Will
solos
and-
the Wheelers. Period.
Yeah, Will and Mike are also just non-existent.
Will's a little punk ass bitch. I can't stand that
Yeah, Will and Mike are
Yeah,
basically
he
just
stays up on
nothing,
his
right?
Switch. I don't know
Yeah, they
about
don't
that. I
do
think
too
Mike could
much.
fight.
Oh,
If it came down to it, and
No,
he's put
Mike's
back
like
into a
mentally.
I think Mike
I
v.
think he
Eric
would
would be
get
an
handed.
okay fight.
I think Mike wins that
That
fight.
yeah.
I don't know.
Mike's got it in him, bro. I just saw him beat.
I mean,
He's
Mike's
just so
resilient. for
fucking
sure.
skinny.
So
Like
is
Eric
Eric.
is skinny,
So is
and
Eric.
Eric is beefier than Mike. Mike is like a
He's not,
fucking
though.
twig.
No,
They're
I wouldn't
both,
say
like,
beefier.
fucking
I
twigs.
literally just say different sizes. Like,
I think the Stranger Things cast overall takes that 70s show. Especially like Hop is gonna one punch fucking
Hop
Red,
is a good ringer.
and
Yeah.
he's just gonna look at him and he's gonna be like, all right, cool, and they're gonna keep
know
it
if-
pushing.
And also,
I don't know if it's a one.
haven't
punch,
finished
but-
the whole show yet, but like Stranger Things is like they fighting. Like they
They
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
They're
They out
scrappy
here.
as fuck.
yeah.
All of them, mostly, except for Will, bitch.
And
Will and honestly, like Dustin doesn't do a lot of like physical fighting because he's got weak ass bones, but he does a lot of like planning.
Yeah.
Like it's his ideas.
He's a
that are-
I think
Titian.
he could definitely.
He's
he can
telling
tell
Steve what to do
and
for
how to do
sure.
it. Absolutely.
yeah,
He's just shouting from the corner. Yeah, he's.
Left
but
hook!
I think Steve.
he's the corner man.
Steve!
100%.
This is the bar
Duck,
technically.
duck.
That's funny.
yeah, true. Yeah, Stranger Things. I think we're 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stranger Things for sure.
As much as I love that 70s show,
I'm out of this one again. I don't know anything about Scrubs. Literally zero.
Well, I think we go back to the
Well, I
top.
think we would go to
Oh yeah.
Community. I think Community beats. How I Met
I don't
Your
know.
Mother.
Marshall and Bro Lawyer are both just so fucking big, right? Like both of those
Yeah,
are
but-
bigger than any two of the other characters put together on Community.
For sure, but
yeah,
I think
but, like-
Chang plus
Chang v
like,
Barney
Abed
though,
and Troy
that would be an
could-
interesting fight.
yeah, I believe they could beat Barney.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I don't even
for
think
sure.
it would be that interesting,
Barney's
to be
not-
honest. I think
So you can do
Troy
throw
and
money
Abed
at them.
beat Barney. Yeah,
Barney,
basically.
Ted, and Lily are kind of. I don't know. Barney
I think
and Ted
Shirley
are
beats
definitely
Lily. To be completely
non-issues.
honest.
I think Shirley beats Robin as well, but I think Robin beats Britta for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Hands down. But I think
Britta
that
and
Shirley
Andy together.
Shirley beats Lily quick enough. I think Shirley and Andy teaming up with Britta.
I think it would have to be all
of them,
three.
Yeah, but they're stomping Robin out.
But
They're
also-
fucking, she's on the ground and they're fucking.
We don't think Ted is fighting the girls.
No,
Well,
that is too
likely.
gentleman.
I think the only
No.
dude that could beat Jeff would be
Yes.
Marshall.
I think Marshall and Bro Lawyer both.
Well,
beat
Marshall and
Jeff.
Bro Lawyer, but one of them has to take care of Chang because Chang's a handful.
Yeah, a huge.
and we've
Slippery.
failed to really like dabble into it too much, but Troy and Abed are definitely teaming
Yes.
up and getting crazy work done. Like crazy.
I was going to
work.
say,
like
what most likely would happen is they would mind fuck Marshall. Is how I would see that. Like,
oh, easily.
We can't forget that Troy is a D1 prospect footballer.
he is.
Right. Troy's D1. Abed is like
Grew up in a cult his whole life. That does crazy things to you.
well,
You would know.
Imagine.
Abed's
Imagine.
basically a savant.
Yeah,
Fucking, but Abed is Batman.
dude, that's
mean,
exactly how
Batman
he would
Abed,
show up to the fight.
yeah.
Is in his Batman costume.
1,000%.
He would be in definitely a movie
1000%.
persona for sure. If not Batman, one of them.
Either
He'd probably personify.
maybe Evil Abed. Evil Abed could do some damage.
Oh yeah, Evil Abed's doing work, bro.
I think Abed's the dark horse when it comes to the community group because he could just switch into those
Oh, for sure.
personalities. He would just like
He's like that dude from Split.
like
That's
Abed
facts.
obvious beats. I feel like he beats Ted. He beats Barney and
Yeah.
Lily 1-on-1, not all together.
Yeah. I think Community would win their ones. I think Community would win more of their ones than How I Met Your Mother, and then once they win that, they're helping the others. That's why I think Community would beat the cast of How I Met Your Mother.
I don't know.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like I don't think How I Met Your Mother would be very teamworky. Like they seem like they'd all be kind of like doing
I
their
mean,
own
Barney and
thing.
Robin literally do their own thing, and they said that so many different times while they were getting married, after they were married. So like, they're like lone wolves, and they wouldn't. I don't think those two would work together.
Like
Ted
it
would
only
be trying to make up a plan. The gang would not be listening to him at all.
They only stand a chance if they all like manage to like stay cohesive as a group, and I don't think that they are.
I don't know. I think we underwrite Marshall. Marshall is the runt at 6'4" of giant cornbread Wisconsin motherfuckers, and it's Minnesota, right? Minnesota, like, and they literally fight for fun. Is what they did growing up. Like they show it in the they're like hitting each other with chair legs. It's part of the hockey game. Like when they're playing whatever basketball or whatever on the ice.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying is like that's where it's like they just literally get ganged up on by like Chang, Troy Abed.
I could just see Marshall just like picking up Chang and throwing him. Marshall's so fucking big.
I could see him trying.
He's such a big dude.
And then Chang biting the fuck out of him or something.
That would be funny, yeah, for sure.
Aren't these episodes?
I've got Community.
I also
I think it's a 3-1 me. All good though.
All right. Stranger Things versus Scrubs.
So I actually think here Dr. Cox is beating Hopper.
Absolutely not.
Dr. Cox is like in shape.
I think Dr. Cox
Hopper's a fat out of shape cop that's chain smokes cigarettes. Dr. Cox plays pickup basketball and is like known for being like pretty like
about
physical.
Peak character fitness.
Well, not even peak character fitness. He's an alcoholic chain smoker in the 80s, which is peak athleticism.
Seen season 4 yet?
That is peak athleticism.
If you take season 4 into account, literally, I don't even know who Dr. Cox is, but like he could just beat Hopper until he's so tired that he falls down.
I was about to say, I feel like they take each other out.
Taking a fucking hit,
I feel like they take each other out at best.
I think there's no way Dr. Cox is not using his medical knowledge to like systematically break.
We can't talk about what happened, but like you have to take season. What happened to Hop in season 4? Like fuck your medical knowledge.
If I do, then he's got some weak ass ankles right now.
No, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about before he even got there.
He's a fucking monster, bro. Hopper is a dark horse in this.
Remember when he takes off his shirt? Think about that.
Hopper's
that's how Dr. Cox looks. Dr. Cox is in shape.
Hopper is brutally murdering Dr. Cox. He's gonna choke him to fucking death and then beat his lifeless corpse until the fight is over, bro.
There's even there's so many scenes in Scrubs that revolve around Dr. Cox being in the hospital gym working out. Yeah. No way that he is not in his prime beating Dr. Cox.
Wait. Okay, I'll let you talk about it, but I will say this one thing before I deafen.
No, we can't talk about it because you edit this, so we can't go that far into detail anyway.
I'll probably be on season 4 by Thursday. If it happens in part 1, I will probably be at part 1.
It's like the second or third episode at the very beginning.
So I will say, I know Hopper will kill a man because he almost killed the Russian dude in season 3. The Russian dude he was just ready for the fight, and he has combat experience. Dr. Cox, a Hippocratic oath. He cannot kill because he is a doctor. I'm deafening. You can say what you got to say, Kyle.
Hippocratic oath.
So did Hop.
It's not the same
by
thing.
The KGB.
My voice just cracked so hard.
For months, no shot. A doctor is gonna break Hopper. He was tortured by the KGB.
Absolutely. Kyle is right here. Hopper solos.
Yeah,
Cox,
the point of torture is to keep the person alive and to not end them immediately.
Break them mentally and physically. And he wasn't broken.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't broken.
He doesn't have to break him mentally. He just has to break him physically.
He didn't break him. They didn't break him.
He will break him physically.
He's taking hammers to the ankles. Your fucking Dr. Fist ain't doing shit.
Yeah, exactly. He's got some fucking hammered up ankles now.
That's not what.
Then what did he do after that, Nathan?
Through the snow barefoot.
What did he do
to the
after
peanut
that?
butter smuggler's house.
That's a plot. That's a plot hole. Is what that is. It's a goddamn plot hole.
Isn't sucking cocks when it comes to Jim
He's on top of him, and he's holding the demi dog's mouth shut.
I was thinking about that when he was doing it, and I think it's because once it's open, he's obviously not going to get it shut. It's a lot easier.
He's going to take away the fact that he's single-handedly fighting a demi dog.
with a single-handedly. There was a flamethrower involved,
Yeah.
Kyle.
After
There was a
he has
whole ass
fucking
He had
left
the
open
AK first.
for
He
minutes.
falls down in the hallway, and then he's holding him, and then she comes up with the shocker.
Yeah, after he's there for
flamethrower
time,
is
too.
only whenever-
I forgot which part that was.
Yeah, I'm not talking about when they're in the cage when he's running and he falls down and the demi-dog jumps on top of him.
All I'm saying is, in terms of like peak physicality, Dr. Cox is known for being physically in shape throughout
He's
that
not
entire
known
show,
for being
and
a
he's a
physical
doctor.
fighter, though.
I mean, he's pretty physical throughout the whole thing. Like, there's threats
He
of
slaps
violence.
people on the head.
Also,
but
if
Hopper's
we're
a
completely
police
Drew, you
officer,
can
gotta have some combat training.
Also, if we're completely forgetting, the Scrubs has the janitor, so like no shot, and the janitor and Dr. Cox are like this. They're literally best friends. No shot, they're not teaming up on everybody and just whooping.
I mean,
ass.
there's still other older dudes.
I don't even think the
Steve
janitor and
Harrington's
Dr.
there.
Cox are taking Hopper in a solo fight, to be completely honest.
Oh, dude, the janitor? Are you
I
kidding
don't know
me? The
anything
janitor.
about Scrubs, so.
The janitor's a bitch,
I
bro.
do-
He's a fucking pussy. He does bullshit to be, what's the word I'm looking for? He's passive aggressive. He's a fucking pessimist, bro.
I do want to say so it's funny because I had everybody muted and all I saw Kyle was just like I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, Hopper eats ass in season 4.
It's a pretty big plot.
I forgot that the janitor was the wild card, and I do think Cox and the janitor have what it takes to defeat Hopper. From what I know.
Yeah, like no shot. The janitor's not using his mop and literally mopping him up.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a mop. It's a street alley back. It's a back alley
He's a
fight.
janitor.
doesn't have
It's
his
like
push
a fucking
cart.
wallet.
Janitors, you think fucking custodians are just walking around?
bet you thought
with a
your teacher
goddamn
lived at
mop
the school.
Fucking 10:17 p.m. No, they're not.
I'm just saying because in
They're
this
taking their mop to the goddamn
situation.
bar. No.
All right. Let's move on.
Well, let's not move on. We got to figure out
Not
who won.
cor- I know. I just mean move on to the next
my
like.
biggest thing is I don't
intermatch
know
it.
enough about Scrubs, right? I think Hot beats a lot, but I mean, from this, it looks like there's 4 adult males.
Carla
If there's
whoops
4
Nancy.
adult males, I think that Scrubs has a pretty good chance of winning.
The Jade, okay, it's 4 adult males, but it's really
Yeah, JD.
3
JD's a
because
pussy.
it's just Turk, Dr. Cox, and janitor. JD's favorite drink is an apple-tini. He's not fighting anybody.
See, yeah, I don't have these kind of
viciously, you know?
insights.
Yeah, so JD is just kind of like a step above Elliot, to be honest. Like, I honestly do not think JD will be a whole lot of help in a physical fight. If anything, Elliot may be more helpful than JD would.
What about the women?
Elliot's
Tell me about the
blonde
women.
doctor. Elliot's the blonde doctor. Carla Scrappy.
Carla's
That's kind of her
fucks
role. She's
up
Dominican.
Nancy.
Because I'm about to say,
I don't know
like,
about that.
besides Hop and Harrington, like, there's not a lot going on.
Like,
the,
I
the
think I
strangers.
do think I think Harrington beats JD for sure. Even if, let's see,
Let's just call.
like I do.
Let's just call Cox and Janitor a wash with Hopper. Pull them both out. Take it from there.
Okay. So then I think, Harrington can take JD for sure. After JD's out, I would say probably Harrington and Jonathan team up to take out Turk. And once Turk is out, they probably win. But Carla fucks up Nancy for sure.
I think Jonathan and Steve could take Turk, but Steve would be the only one coming out of that fight.
Yeah.
No. And that's, yeah.
And then you just got numbers. So you got Lucas, Steve, Dustin, Will,
Well,
and
Carla
Mike.
fucks up Will and Mike easily.
Oh, for sure.
And
For
I
sure.
think Elliot and Carla can
Carla-
take out Dustin and Lucas.
Oh,
That's a
You
lot.
haven't
I don't
seen
know about
season
that
4 Lucas yet, though. You
I don't
have
think
the
he could take
facts.
out Dustin, maybe because
you're gonna get
Dustin's
to
weak
season 4 and
bones,
you're like,
but
okay, I understand what you're talking about.
Lucas does have hands.
Like, girls not taking out Lucas. Girls taking out season 3 Lucas.
Well,
Girls
Carla's
not
like
taking
a
out season
woman,
4 Lucas.
not a girl. So
You know, so like it was also just a massive growth spurt from like season 3.
Yeah,
to
he
season
looks like
4.
a different character. Like, you have to be like, damn, that's
absolutely.
Lucas.
are they in high
He
school in
looks a
season
little
4?
darker, I'm not gonna
Did
lie.
they jump the story that far?
I agree.
Yes, they're in high school.
Well, I think it's just because we also see him. Drew, this isn't really a spoiler. He's on a basketball team now. We also see him in like we see more of his skin than we usually do.
Yeah, because
They've usually been like
he's
long
in his
sleeves and
shorty
jackets and
basketball
shit.
uniform, and then the
80s,
We're
yeah,
slowly
80s,
getting on a
80s
list. I don't know
shorts
if it's racist or pedophilic, but we're getting there. See more of his colored skin, honestly. I'm just kidding.
I'm taking.
I'll take ST, but just because I don't have enough facts about Scrubs and Hop is a fucking monster. He's such a good ringer.
They're just getting beat by a bunch of kids. They don't even have their powerhouse. It's like the Justice League without Superman. They're just fucking wiping the floor.
It's wild that their powerhouses can't even complete
they do a lot
sentences.
From season 1 to season 4 by themselves without L. There's a lot of character development for them, especially in season 4. Period. Like they do
honestly
a lot.
Most of season 4 is, if not all of it, until like pretty much the end.
I don't know. You get a lot of Steve development. I don't think you've gotten to this part yet.
And even then, which
a Hopper situation happens to Steve in season 3.
Drew, have you met Kali and that group yet?
No. Oh, you talking about the Indian chick? In season 2?
Season 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fuck, what was I don't remember. Never mind.
We need to hash this out, or we're gonna push way over.
So we got Community versus the Gang in Stranger Things.
So I think, Dustin's brittle bones aside, Mastermind versus like I imagine this scenario like Dustin and Abed playing chess against each other and using the rest of the group as their like pieces.
That's exactly how that episode would play out. 150%.
Yeah, and I think Abed's got the mental clarity, mental fortitude,
and mental maturity.
He doesn't.
And mental maturity to use those pieces a bit better.
He may have the maturity, but I think Dustin has the childlike wonderment and imagination to like come up with some crafty shit.
Pretty top tier.
Yeah,
for sure, but like Abed has a crazy imagination and he is really smart, but you never really see him outside of like maybe school stuff. I feel like you don't really get to see him put it into like technical use, where you have Dustin who like literally builds like a giant fucking radio so he can talk to his girlfriend. He like, I don't know, he like just builds up a lot of shit. I feel like actually invents a lot of stuff. He's just,
I think that
more ingenuity.
Abed has the better imagination and smarts, but when it comes to putting it into practical use, maybe like physical use, I think that Dustin does a better job of that, just because that's what you see in those shows. But I feel like Abed plays a lot of like he plays a lot of people as a pawn. I'm reminiscing back to like the cop episode where it's Britta and Shirley and they're cops and he's like behind the dean and he's like, we got a deadline to make. And Dean's like, we got a deadline to make. What are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm not going to stand for this. And he's like, wait. I'm not going to do this. And he's like, well, get up. And he gets up and Abed sits down. I think that Abed has the better creativity and practical use of using people as pawns.
Dustin has the ingenuity, but yeah, Eric has a point that Abed knows his group's strengths and how to play them better.
Oh, so
Dustin,
he has like a written handbook on everybody, right?
But I will say, I mean, I don't know. I also do feel like the Stranger Things group is like craftier in a fight than like, cause if you compare,
you're too broad now,
like, so say, I was gonna say, like, say in this situation, it's peak Stranger Things kids versus like peak paintball Community characters. Like, I still think Stranger Things are beating them just out of sheer like. They all have plans, and they all like, just like Community, they all do know like each other's strengths and weaknesses. But I think they know like they've had to test each other's strengths and weeknesses way more than Community has.
I wasn't trying to call the end yet. I was trying to figure we'd do a 1v1 workup.
I think Jeff and Chang could get crafty and beat Hop, maybe.
No, it'd be Jeff versus Hop. It'd be Jeff versus Steve.
How
100%.
Crazy Chang is.
I like a Jeff versus Steve fight.
And they wouldn't even fight. It would
Chang
be like a petty,
crazy.
passive-aggressive argument, and they would just be insulting each other's hair and stuff.
I'm going to say it'd be a hair off, honestly.
I'm taking Jeff. Jeff's hair is better. It's nicer.
No way.
Nah, Steve's hair is
so
fucking
nice.
I mean, they call him the hair for
awesome.
sure, Hair Harrington, but
Steve the Hair Harrington.
Steve's
just overall a more attractive man than Joel McHale.
I don't know. I feel like they're about the same.
Nah. Joel
That's
McHale's got
Steven
like a
20 years, bro.
receding widow's peak.
Yeah, he's also got
Yeah, he's also
40
45. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Steve is
way
30
older.
something.
Steve is 30.
Steve is 30.
30.
Yeah.
I'm 31. So you gotta watch what you're saying over there.
Okay, so then let's see.
Girls
think
are
Nancy gets
obviously getting rocked by the community group. Community group is rocking all of the girls and Will.
Facts.
I don't know. I think Nancy could take Annie for
I don't
sure.
think so.
You
I
can't
don't
give
know, bro.
Annie craziness
Annie's
3 rounds
fucking
ago
crazy.
and then say that she's gonna lose to
Yeah.
Nancy.
Annie is a fucking psycho. Like, she is insane. Certified. It has those
but
moments before
even
the show and then during the show. That bitch is crazy.
I was on Team Weak Annie, and
Nancy
everybody told me I was
stays
dumb.
literally looking for problems. Like her and Steve in I guess probably season 2 is when I don't know. Yeah, it's when they like try to trap the monster in the house, or is that the first season?
I don't remember.
No, because I think Billy shows up and beats the shit out of Steve later. So yeah, that's like season 2. So, like at that point, like Nancy is about the shits, bro. Like she's waiting for a literal demigorgon, like a demon that like comes through their wall, and they throw like Molotov cocktails at this motherfucker and shit.
Yeah,
like
they're using weapons. They're not throwing hands.
Yeah, and also they're
I
fighting a
think
demon for their
Annie-
life. I feel like in a fist fight, like
back alley situation.
Nanny's not
they're
gonna have that
Not necessarily
spunk.
gonna die. Yeah, it's not gonna be like an outstanding like death circumstance.
Right.
It's you could die maybe on a crazy accident. Where,
Also, even to
you
your
get fucking
own-
rocked and then you crack your neck or something.
even to your own point, you're talking about Molotovs. She's a weapon user, right? If we're getting sawed-offs and Molotovs and fucking flamethrowers, yeah, Nancy's gonna be an asset because she ain't scared to use it. But you giving the little spaghetti arms, right? Nah, she ain't doing shit.
I mean, they're like the same size as Annie and Britta.
Yeah,
Like
I think
they're tiny women.
think personally, I think Annie versus Nancy would be a really good fight. If it was a pay-per-view fight,
I would
might-
watch that fight.
I think
I would definitely
100%.
torn to, absolutely.
I think Nancy
But
would be
I think-
way more willing to do damage to Annie than Annie would to do damage to
Annie is crazy.
Also, Annie like survives in the ghetto by herself. And,
Yeah,
like,
she lives in that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen her apartment?
yeah.
Facts. They reference like the crazy shit that she goes through in that show. I know because I just recently fucking watched it. Annie is fucking crazy, bro.
It's crazy.
Who put
Crazy
Shirley
hot.
I'm
against?
taking Annie over Nancy. I think
Lucas.
Shirley would solo. Yeah, I think Shirley solo and Lucas, bro. I don't know. It
No
would
way.
get fun to watch it.
I think Shirley would
Shirley-
No way,
Shirley
Lucas
would
is
mentally
not
fuck
literally
Lucas
beating
because
up an
he
old
is
woman.
black and he would be afraid of a older
That
black
is
lady.
facts.
100%.
That is also a fact. You wouldn't understand.
Troy would be too. Think about Troy's mom
There's just
or
Yeah.
Troy's
There's just
grandma,
a certain-
Troy's grandnana.
there's just there's just
All right,
a
well then,
certain-
if that's the case, no way that Shirley's not just a little spooked by Hopper's presence in general. So I feel like automatically she's got less of an edge.
I mean, also
I think Pierce is taking
there's a
Bill.
time difference there, right? So like, it's not Shirley in the '80s with Hopper, right? It's still 2010s Shirley. Like, I don't think she's scared of Hopper.
Not at all. I think she scorns Hopper any chance she gets. Don't you treat that baby like that?
I don't think.
Now,
Yep.
I don't think.
Is
I
Hopper
don't think
pulling her
that
over?
Lucas loses to a literal middle-aged woman. Like,
I don't know. Hell hath no fury, bro.
That's facts. All right.
I personally am taking the community team on this. I think they can win it out.
So this is really a toss-up for me. So I gotta think. I 100% don't think the Stranger Things gang could beat Always Sunny because Mac and Dennis one episode fuck up a bunch of kids by themselves. So that's a dub. They probably could beat Always
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. I think the Community Gang beats Big Bang Theory and Scrubs. So I think I have to go with Community, just because if they were
I don't
given
know.
the opposite,
You brought in like the psychological aspect of it when we were talking about Red hitting the children. of the Stranger Things, and I feel like you get that a little bit with the community group. Like, I feel like at some point, like, there's some bloody kids on the ground, and like they're like, we got to stop hitting these little kids.
I think realistically, the only people you would get that out of would be Troy and Britta.
Yeah.
Troy and Britta. Abed, I don't think would have the
I don't
mental
think
clarity
Abed
to
would.
like, give a fuck.
I know.
about that.
Okay, I know we've
Jeff
talked
wouldn't
about
care.
how
Jay
crazy
wouldn't care.
Annie is, but Annie is
Annie-
literally also the most empathetic person, aside from maybe Shirley, and out of all of these people,
Not
Annie
when
is
she's,
the
like,
most
fighting
empathetic
and-
person.
We can make it
She's not
easy.
empathetic and-
If we just want to compare their weakest link,
Your last argument was literally like they're eventually gonna feel bad, and I was just like, yeah, Annie like feels bad about a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but Annie's not empathetic in like these competitive episodes, right? She's always trying to be number one in anything. I don't think she would be empathetic and fucking. She shot people in cold
Yeah, I think
blood
she
in the
would
paintball
maybe
episodes.
that
Wouldn't
was.
bat an eye.
I think that's how it would start off, but once she sees Dustin laying on the ground looking like Vecna got him, she's probably gonna feel
But
pretty
she's
bad.
never like that in any of the competitive episodes. She's not like, oh,
Yeah, Annie's
also,
fiercely
it's
competitive.
paintball.
she's about being number one. Annie would not care.
I would say we could just compare the weakest links, and you're as strong as your weakest link, and the community wins that 100-fold. Because Will's a
100%.
little
Stranger
bitch
Things
Pierce
boy.
is
has
fucking
got a
up
lot
Will.
of weak links.
Pierce is fucking up Will, bro.
Pierce is fucking up the kids. If anything, he's the only. He's the reason they're winning. It's because like he's fucking them kids up, bro.
It would literally the way
He's
it would
putting
play
them
out.
in the diapers that he sells.
The way that it would play out was it would be like Pierce's point of view. He would just look at Hopper, and then he would look at the rest of the game. He's like, "I'll take the kids," and then he would just immediately go and fuck up the kids. It's like, you guys get that guy.
All right.
Because Pierce can be, he has the moments where he is a team player and he'll take one for the team in a few episodes. But I'm taking Community over Stranger Things kids any day of the week.
I'll hit it as well.
Yeah, I mean, without 11 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with L, the Stranger Things group solos.
Yeah, the whole world.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
All right.
All right. So
Um,
with that being said and done, our champions, our community. Before we started recording, we all wrote down who we thought would take the number one spot. So if you want to pull our papers out, there was no cheating, right, guys?
We'll do it on the count of 3. We'll show our answers. All right, so everybody get your little papers ready.
Never left the screen.
Never left the screen. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. No, oh no, my blur.
I fucking called this.
Oh, we get two.
crazily.
No,
No, you don't. You don't. No,
I just-
I called number 1 and number 2 because I just knew.
honestly, if that coin toss didn't fuck me over,
That
it's
coin
always sunny
toss
wins.
Oh
saved
yeah,
shit
the
out of
coin
me.
toss definitely saved
had
you.
Coin
faith.
toss. Fuck
Because
yeah.
there's.
Community number 1.
So who-
Stranger Things.
What did you
number
choose,
2.
Kyle? I didn't see.
Hey, ma'am.
How I Met Your Mother.
Marshall, like in the actors fighting, like there's like maybe one other person I think that is actually just taking Marshall, like not in their characters. That's just so big, bro. He's such a big fucking dude. Like,
He is a pretty.
He's also like clumsy though.
yeah, clumsily letting his hands hit on your face, bro. He's just a big dude. And
I
like,
realize there's a strategy,
David and Goliath.
and I wanted Community to win just because I like that show the most out of almost all of these shows. But don't show who you're picking really quick because you can't be super hard voting for somebody. That's why I was saying, Community would probably maybe be Always Sunny. I was trying to throw you guys off the trail of who I chose, and it bit me in the ass. Yeah, and then Eric got super excited whenever it was Community in the finals, and I was just like, okay, he chose Community. That's neat, cool.
yeah.
But I also believe, right, like, just because I recently watched the show. It's been like, what, 6 months that I fucking binge watched the show, and they do so much crazy shit in that show.
They do.
They all go through like a crazy bunch of hardships, and then the paintball episodes are like, they're all fucking crazy scrappy in the paintball episodes, and then they just have their own moments. So I just truly believe that without L,
If I coin flip with
Community
different,
solos.
it would be my pick on that champion square 150%.
we need to start doing it before we see the
Nah,
bracket
I
as
think-
well, because that makes such a difference.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I literally think like one of the biggest themes of It's Always Sunny, is that those characters get progressively worse and worse humans.
Yeah, but they don't
Like
work
Dennis
together.
literally murdered his it's like a common like talking point about the show that like Dennis like murdered his wife and is like thought to be an active serial killer. Like I will give you Mac probably wouldn't be like a whole lot of help because he's mostly just like physical looks and shit. Like he's not very violent, but like Charlie is literally their wild card. Like Charlie is insane. Like he is down for absolutely anything. Same with Cricket. Like I think that they without that coin toss they definitely win this.
Coin toss for the fucking win.
All right, we're reaching an hour 20, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Thank you so much, guys. This is episode 30. You already know what it is. Like the video, subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Rate us 5 stars if you're listening on Spotify. We appreciate your support so much. We want to know what you guys want to see in the comments. You let us know what power bracket or whatever else you want to see, and we will do it. Absolutely. You want to see me fist fight Kyle in an octagon? We won't do that. I'll lose.
We'll talk about it, though.
But, yeah, Drew and I could maybe solo Kyle, maybe. But we also always appreciate your support.
I'm scrappy.
Drop a like.
You catch me after a meal, though. If anybody's taking me out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be stuffing too heavy.
Thanks.
All right, guys. See you later.
Our SpaceBar podcast.
Later.
Guys.
Well, now